Heard my wife telling someone. I want more than just him, he'll understand. That night, she brought up the idea of an open marriage, thinking I'd desperately agree. I smirked and said, let's do it. The next morning, she woke up to an empty house, frozen bank accounts, and a video of me enjoying a private villa in Bora Bora. I don't know what I expected when I married her. Maybe I thought love would be enough. Maybe I thought loyalty would go both ways. But I was wrong. Dead wrong. My name's Dave. I'm 39. I live, or used to live, in Louisville, Kentucky. I had a wife, a home, a decent job in cybersecurity, and what I thought was a solid marriage. We'd been together since we were 25. Met through friends at a bar after a softball game. She was cute, a little awkward, sweet. Her name's Melissa. She was 24 then, studying dental hygiene. We moved fast. Within 2 years we were married. Bought a modest 3-bedroom house in the suburbs, no kids, a dog named Milo, and for a while things were good. But something changed. It wasn't sudden. It crept in slow, like a slow leak in a tire. Over time, she just pulled away. She stopped laughing at my dumb jokes. Stopped cuddling up to me on the couch. Always tired. Always busy. Always on her damn phone. At first, I blamed work. She worked long hours. I did too. We were just tired, I told myself. Life gets like that. But then came the nights she stayed out late. Just drinks with the girls, she'd say. The girls I never met. The ones who never showed up in any pictures. I started noticing her wearing perfume again, stuff she hadn't touched in years. New lingerie she never wore for me. I'd ask questions. She'd get defensive. Or brush it off. It wasn't hard to see something was up. But I didn't push. I kept hoping I was wrong. That maybe I was just being paranoid. That maybe things would go back to how they used to be. Then came the night that shattered all that. It was a Thursday. I was on the couch, fake sleeping with the TV low. She stepped out onto the back patio to take a call. She thought I was out cold. But I heard everything. I want more than just him. He'll understand, she said, laughing into the phone. I couldn't breathe for a second. My mouth went dry. My ears rang. I kept still, trying not to shake. She kept talking. Saying how she was ready to finally live. How I was safe but boring. She said I'd probably agree if she brought up an open marriage. He'll go for it, she said. He's that kind of guy. That kind of guy. She came back in about 20 minutes later, humming. I didn't move. She walked right past me and went upstairs. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling and made a choice. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to cry. I was going to give her exactly what she wanted, and make her regret ever asking. The next evening, after a quiet dinner of takeout, she brought it up. I've been thinking a lot, she said, scraping noodles into the trash. About us. About maybe changing things up. Oh yeah? I said, not looking up. Yeah, she said. She wiped her hands on a towel and leaned against the counter. Have you ever thought about an open marriage? I paused. Let it hang. Then I smiled. Sure. Let's do it. She blinked. Seriously? Why not? I said, calm as can be. Could be fun. She looked thrilled. She looked relieved. She had no idea I was already 10 steps ahead. That night, while she showered, I stayed up and made a list. By morning, I was gone. She woke up alone in our bed. The house? Empty. Milo was gone. My clothes, my laptop, my essentials, gone. The bank accounts? Locked up. I had transferred our joint funds into a separate business account weeks ago, one she didn't know about. I'd rerouted everything. I froze the credit cards. Changed the passwords. Cut off access to everything. Her name? Removed from the house, the car, the insurance. I left her one thing. A video. Me, laying back on a deck chair, sunglasses on, drink in hand, ocean waves behind me. A private villa in Bora Bora. Courtesy of the money I had stashed away over the last 6 months, money I never told her about. "Hope you enjoy your freedom," I said in the video, smiling. "I know I will." I thought that would be the end of it. Honestly, I did. I thought she'd get the message, move on, maybe cry to her friends and blame me. I figured I'd be sipping drinks in peace, watching the sun go down over blue water while she scrambled to fix her mess. But that's not what happened. It took her less than 2 days to find me. I underestimated how far she'd go once she realized just how deep I'd cut her off. She wasn't heartbroken. She was angry. Furious. Not because I left her, but because I beat her to it. She showed up at my parents' house first. My dad called me. "Your wife's here," he said. "Well, ex-wife." "What the hell happened?" I told him everything. He didn't say much after that. Just let out a low whistle and muttered, "Damn." That same night, I started getting messages from numbers I didn't know. Some were long texts, others were screenshots. Pictures of me and Melissa from happier times, sent back to me with nasty comments like, "12 years for this? You coward! I hope she takes everything in court. She said you ran off with her money?" That last one made me laugh. Her money? She never even asked how our bills got paid. I handled all of it, every savings plan, every credit card, every investment. She didn't even know what bank we used until this happened. Still, she didn't stop. She started showing up at my job, demanding to speak to me, even though I'd already handed in my resignation. I was planning to start freelance security work overseas. That's what the Bora Bora trip was about. A test run. A soft landing. Then she took it up a notch. I got served. A sheriff came to the bungalow I was renting in Maui, my next stop after Bora Bora. He handed me a thick packet. Divorce papers. Petitions. Requests for spousal support. Claims of emotional abuse. She said I manipulated her. Said I gaslit her into staying in a dead marriage, and then abandoned her without warning. She claimed the house was hers, that I tricked her into signing off her half. She was trying to paint me as some cold-hearted monster who left her broke and alone. What she didn't know was that I kept receipts. Emails. Texts. Even voice memos. I had audio from the night she made that phone call on the patio. I recorded it. I also had logs of our financial planning, proof she signed everything willingly. Still, court isn't about truth. It's about who plays the game better. She got a lawyer. A good one. I had to go back. Back to Louisville. When I showed up at the courthouse, she was already there. Wearing all black. Looking like a widow. She didn't even look at me. Her lawyer did all the talking. Mine did too. We argued about everything, money, the house, even who got the dog. Milo was staying with me, and I wasn't giving him back. That set her off. "You're punishing me," she snapped in the hallway during a break. "No," I said, staring her down. "You did that yourself." Then she pulled something I didn't expect. She brought him in. The guy from the phone call. His name's Chase. Mid-30s, drives a silver Dodge Charger, thinks he's some kind of real estate genius. He showed up at court in a too-tight shirt and aviators, smirking like he was in on some joke I wasn't getting. They were still together. That told me everything. But what she didn't know, what neither of them knew, was that I'd done more than just cut her off. I'd made sure Chase got his own little surprise, too. He was on the lease of a business property. Melissa had helped him get, used my name to co-sign it before I left. I'd found the paperwork. Had it voided. I also flagged him in a small fraud investigation I'd been helping with before I quit my job. That same week he showed up in court? He got a visit from the IRS. Melissa freaked out. She blamed me, of course. Said I ruined her life. Called me a psycho. Said no real man would do what I did. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "You wanted freedom. You got it. Things didn't calm down after court. If anything, they got worse. Melissa started spiraling. She lost her job 2 weeks after the first court hearing. I didn't do anything to cause that, at least not directly. But word got around. Louisville's a big city, but her office? Tight-knit. When someone starts throwing around phrases like open marriage, abandonment, and fraud, people start whispering. Clients stop booking. Her boss probably just wanted to avoid drama. So they let her go. She tried to claim unemployment, but she'd been working under a weird hybrid contract with the clinic. One I had suggested years ago to help us save on taxes. It wasn't illegal, but it meant she didn't qualify for full benefits. I knew that. She didn't. She blew up my phone again. I ignored it. Then she called my mom. My mom. I hadn't spoken to her much during the mess, trying to keep her out of it, but Melissa fed her some sob story about how I abandoned her with nothing and took all her money. My mom called me crying. I had to sit her down and explain everything, step by step. The phone call, the open marriage pitch, the villa, the court case, chase. Mom didn't cry after that. She got quiet. Then she said something that stuck with me. You loved her too much. That's why she thought you'd never leave. She was right. But Melissa wasn't done. She started showing up at my old friends' houses. People we hadn't seen in years. She played the victim, acted like she was blindsided. Some of them believed her. Others called me up, asked to hear my side. I told them. Sent them the recordings. The documents. Proof. Some apologized. Some didn't. Then came the break-in. I was in Denver by then, staying with a buddy and working under the table while I figured out my next move. One night I got a call from a neighbor back in Louisville. Said someone had broken into the house. Our old house. Technically it was mine. The deed was in my name now. Melissa wasn't supposed to be anywhere near it. But she was. She'd broken in through the back door, drunk, maybe high. The cops found her sitting on the floor in what used to be our bedroom, crying with a bottle of vodka in one hand and an old photo album in the other. She didn't go to jail. They let her go with a warning, since it was her former home. But that was it. I changed the locks again. Installed cameras. Filed for a restraining order. The next time I saw her was at the second court hearing. She looked awful. Pale. Thin. Eyes red. Her lawyer looked uncomfortable the whole time. Chase wasn't there. Word had gotten out that he was being audited. He dumped her. She was alone now. She tried to stare me down, but her eyes kept dropping. She had no fight left. The judge asked her a question about the financial records. She didn't answer. She just started crying. Her lawyer had to speak for her. I didn't smile. I didn't celebrate. I just sat there and watched the person I used to love completely fall apart. And for a second, I felt bad. Then I remembered that phone call on the patio. I want more than just him. He'll understand. Yeah, I understood all right. I understood that she never really thought I'd leave. She thought she had me wrapped around her finger. That I'd cry, beg, maybe even open our marriage just to keep her. But instead I disappeared. I took everything. And now she had nothing. But the story's not over yet. Because now she wants one last thing. She wants revenge. It started with the phone calls. Blocked numbers. Voicemails with nothing but silence, or breathing. Once or twice, I heard faint crying. Or maybe laughing. It was hard to tell. Then came the fake social media accounts. Someone pretending to be me. Posting twisted things. Messaging people I worked with. Saying I was a scam artist, a cheater, a thief. Some of it even got reported to my new employer. I almost lost the contract before I cleared it up. I knew it was her. I couldn't prove it, not at first, but I felt it in my gut. Melissa wasn't just mad anymore. She was obsessed. And obsessed people don't go away quietly. One night in Denver, I came back to my apartment and found a manila envelope taped to my door. No name on it. Inside were copies of old photos, me and her in college, on vacations, even one from our wedding. All of them torn down the middle. In the back was a note. No signature. You ruined my life. I'll ruin yours. I called the cops. Made a report. Nothing they could do, though. No threats, just creepy. But now I was looking over my shoulder every time I left the building. The worst part? She was smart. Every time she did something, she left just enough room to deny it. Just enough doubt. Just enough distance to make sure nothing could be pinned on her directly. Until she slipped up. It happened when she tried to reach out to my ex-boss back in Louisville. She used her cousin's name to set up a meeting. Told him she had sensitive information about me. Claimed I had stolen data from the hospital. That I was selling it overseas. Problem was, she got greedy. She didn't just talk to one person. She talked to 3. And she used the same fake story every time. Claimed I was dangerous. That I had connections. One of those people was a guy I'd done side work for. Helped him recover deleted files for his private practice. He recorded her. Sent me the audio. I played it for my lawyer. He went quiet for a minute, then said, "You want to hit back?" I said, "Yeah. I do." So we did. Filed a defamation suit. Subpoenaed her emails. Dug up everything. I had her cousin on record admitting she didn't know what Melissa had told people using her name. We traced a few of the fake accounts back to her IP. She tried to play innocent again in court. Tried to cry. Said I was framing her. But the evidence spoke louder. And this time, the judge didn't go easy. She got hit with a restraining order. Fined. Forced to issue a public statement clearing my name. Her lawyer dropped her after that. She showed up to the next hearing alone, shaking. She looked at me once. Just once. There was no fire left in her. No plan. Just hate. Pure, dry, burning hate. And maybe a little fear. I won that case. But it didn't feel like a win. It felt like the final nail in a coffin I never wanted to build. 12 years gone? All because she wanted more. All because she thought I'd never leave. She thought I'd understand. And now? Now she finally does. It should have ended there. After the lawsuit, the restraining order, the ruined reputation, hers, not mine, I should have just walked away. But I didn't. I told myself it was over. That she was finally done. That I could move on. But then I made a mistake. I checked her social media. I hadn't looked in months, but one night, curiosity got the better of me. I typed her name in, and there it was, her new account. Private, but her profile picture was public. It was a photo of her in front of the old house. My house. And she was smiling. That smile twisted something in my gut. Not because I missed her, I didn't. Not because I was scared, I wasn't. It was because she was proud. Proud of what? Of losing everything? Of trying to burn me down? Or maybe she thought she'd won something in the end. Maybe she thought she still had the last word. That's when I decided to finish it. I flew back to Louisville. Didn't tell anyone. I parked down the street from the house, my house, still in my name, and watched. She wasn't living there, not really. She was squatting. Sleeping on a mattress in the living room, curtains drawn, junk food wrappers on the porch. No car in the driveway. No lights on upstairs. The place looked like it had died with our marriage. And maybe it had. I waited until she left one afternoon. Probably walking somewhere, maybe to a friend's, maybe to find a ride. I let myself in. I took everything that was left, some boxes, old books, the last pieces of furniture she hadn't ruined. Then I called the locksmith and had the locks changed again. This time, I hired someone to board the windows. I filed a formal trespass notice. She wouldn't be able to get back in. The next day, I listed the house for sale. It sold in 4 weeks. She called me, screaming, cursing, saying I had no right. I didn't say a word. I just listened. Then I said one thing. You got what you wanted. You wanted more than me. Now you've got it. And nothing else. Then I hung up. I didn't hear from her after that. I moved on. Really moved on this time. I took a job overseas. Made new friends. Got therapy. I started dating again, slowly, carefully. I told the truth about what happened. Not the dramatic parts, just the facts. I didn't lie. I didn't run. But I wasn't innocent either. I stayed in that marriage too long. I saw the signs and ignored them. I let love turn into fear, and then let that fear turn into rage. I planned my escape like a war. And I won, yeah? I destroyed her. But I destroyed myself a little, too. I had to become someone else just to survive her. In the end, she got nothing. No house. No car. No career. No chase. Just an empty phone, a ruined name, and a trail of people she used up and lost. And me? I got peace. But peace doesn't come cheap. It came after I lost 12 years of my life. After I tore down everything I helped build. After I had to look in the mirror and admit I didn't walk away clean. But I walked away. And she's still stuck. Still remembering that night she stood on the patio and said, I want more than just him. She was right. She got more. More pain. More silence. More emptiness. And I got free.